So this is my video for episode 12 of Buffy season 1, Prophecy Girl. And so congratulations on finishing season 1. So here's what we need to know. Here's what happens in the episode. Earthquakes are a sign of the apocalypse. For now, Buffy and Xander isn't happening. Buffy's willing to die for the world. She understands her duty. Ms. Calendar seems to have joined the research groupie. Xander's in love with Buffy. The Master is dead. Not undead, just dead. And the Hellmouth is apparently under the library. So, some thoughts on the father figure. Giles and Buffy seem to be developing a father-daughter relationship. This becomes more apparent in this episode. Buffy reaches out for emotional responses from Giles when he seems to be ignoring her. However, she doesn't know that he's frantically trying to save her life. It's clear how close their bond is and how deeply each cares for the other, even if they're not able to say it. Cordelia's humanity, yet again. Cordelia again shows real emotion. She really likes a guy that she's dating, and she talks to Willow like she's a real person. And instead of running, she helps Willow and Ms. Calendar. It sort of seems like the group is expanding. I think that this episode gives you a little taste of what's to come for this show. It's the first episode directed by Joss Whedon, the creator of the show, and his vision becomes much more powerful as the show progresses. In this episode, Buffy does the right thing. She's willing to go all the way to save the world. She understands that her life is not the most important thing in the world. And she teaches us a lesson in selflessness that hopefully we will never need to replicate in our own lives. But I think we can, however, be inspired to do selfless things in our own lives. All of our characters' relationships are left in somewhat of a holding pattern. What do you think will happen next season with the relationships of everybody? Xander was able to put aside his feelings in this episode and work with Angel in order to help Buffy. When have you had to put aside your feelings for the greater good? Buffy died in this episode. Her role is very dangerous, and she was lucky that Xander and Angel helped to save her. And I think that that is also an important piece to think about. The prophecy said that the Anointed One would lead the Slayer into hell. And he did, sort of. I mean, the prophecy was that Buffy would die, and that happened. But what makes Buffy's story unique as a Slayer in the history of Slayers, and yeah, what makes her story unique is her friends. And she is and is not victim to the prophecy. She sort of rises above the prophecy. It comes true, but in a turned around sort of way in which she's ultimately victorious. And that is because of her Buffy Summersness. Because of who she is as a person. And because of what she inspires in the relationships around her and the relationships she cultivates around her. So I think that's something that we should think about when it comes to power and leadership, is how that power is wielded. Who is in on it and who's not in on it. It seems like the system is supposed to be the Watchers Council and one Slayer. So there's this council of people who've been studying or whatever forever, and this young girl who's supposed to have been training for much longer than Buffy has, that they essentially mold into the Slayer. And when it comes her time to be called, she is a weapon. Buffy doesn't have her entire life behind her of being a Slayer, of being prepared to be a Slayer the way that some do. But what she has instead is this vibrant personality. And she was chosen for a reason. Hopefully. I don't know. I like to think that the Slayer is chosen because she's the best person for it, not just randomly. But because Buffy is who she is, she wins the day. And that's partly because she's the kind of person who inspires greatness in others. And she did that in her friends who saved her as she saved them. And I think that this show has a lot to say about reciprocity and about community and about togetherness. Because while in many ways Buffy is alone, she's not alone. And it's because she's not alone that she's perhaps a really unique and uniquely powerful Slayer. And soon will come season 2, and season 2 is better than season 1 for sure. It's one of the best seasons in a lot of ways, and it's also really inconsistent. It still has a lot of those like episodes that are like you could just totally skip. But it also has some really great stuff. By the end of season 2, I hope you're hooked. If you're not hooked on the finale, which is another, I mean, it's a long time coming, but if you get to the end of season 2 and you're not willing to watch it a little bit more, I will be surprised. So, see you after episode 1 of season 2, which is also written and directed by Joss Whedon, and is pretty good.